Hi everyone and welcome to Michelin King. Today we're going to be taking a look at Serpine. Serpine is one of our luxury car waxes, as you can see by the gold label. Its most outstanding characteristic would be its wet look. So this is a super wet look finish which will be absolutely fantastic on this black Jaguar. Now in addition to this, we've got some products such as Pure, which is our P-Wax cleaner. And then we've got Titan, which is our high gloss sealant. So Titan is basically the best product that you can use alongside Serpine for that high gloss wet look shine. I will be using these with the dual action. This is the DeWalt dual action cordless, it's the 18 volt. We've just had quite a few requests about how you use a dual action with the products and also how to use it with the waxes. So in this video we've chosen some finishing pads and we'll also be applying the wax via the applicator that you see here. You can obviously apply the wax with the dual action, but in this case we're just going to apply it by hand. So just apply 4 small dots to the dual action pad. This is a finishing pad. You can, because Pure has some micro abrasives, you can use a polishing pad for slightly more cut. But the micro abrasives are there really just to enhance the cleaning and the breakdown of older products. Just make sure your machine's nice and low on this, and we're just going to dab it onto the paint, as you can see here, just so that we're not picking up old product as we are moving. Onto the second part of the bodywork. As you can see just in the door there, we're just letting that product settle up. It was quite a warm day, so the thing that's most important is don't work a dry product, and I found that the 2 panels were really the max on that day. It was about 23 degrees, and obviously with black paint it's slightly warmer. So again, we're just dabbing it over the paint. You could work this product in if you want to get slightly more cut, or if a deeper clean, if the paint has never been cleansed before, then by all means. But this car is relatively good condition, so we're just whizzing it over the top. So as you can see here, we've got a nice hazing effect. The DA really helps with that because it's a nice thin layer, and we'll just do a swipe test. So that's conclusive because you've got a clear break between the 2 hazed products, the sections there. And we're just going to break out our Olympian cloth. We'll use the more plush side, which you can see here, because I find that's more effective for removing polishes and sealants, whereas I prefer to use the tighter nut, so to speak, for wax removal. I just find it's more grippy and I get a nicer grip to the wax. One of the things I would say, guys, if you're working outside, try as best as you can to keep to straight lines, simply because you get half a chance with the door shuts of any things that fall off, trees and such like, of dropping down between the door shut. If, for instance, you're using circular motions, you can see how many times you're touching the paint before getting to the door shut. The other tip that I've got with removal is just shoot over the panel by a few inches either side, and again that just abrades the cloth across the door shut line, just agitates the fibres and loosens anything that shouldn't be in the cloth. It's one of the few chances that you get. The other thing you can do is just check the cloth now and again for any impurities or whatever that might be attached. Microfibers are notorious for picking up, they're very sticky cloths, so they can pick up debris quite easily. This is why I fold the cloth into 4, and again I'm just demonstrating this, how many times you actually touch the paint when you're removing it circular, and that goes for application as well. Obviously if it's a polish on hand application, you're probably better with the circular movement just because you're touching the paint more often, but when it's removal I tend to err on the side of caution and just use, as you can see here, straight line movements. So that's just north, south, east and west. extra care and attention around about the mirrors and things, because we have just washed the car and it can be a wee bit damp still. That's where one of these blower machines really comes in. You can actually buy vacuums now that have got blowers on the other side, Titan, McAllister and such like. They're only about 40 or 50 pounds. Just make sure it's got the blower if you want to use it in that sense. So now we are going to look at a product called Titan. So this is a high gloss show car sealant, absolutely fantastic product. It's probably a product of this year, last year and the year before. It's just, it's a runaway product, so very, very good one. Just going to use the finishing pads again, guys. I've got the quick detailer out just to prime the pad. That just stops the Titan getting sucked into the foam. Foam is obviously very absorbent, so you just want that barrier, and QD manages to do that. It just lubricates the pad, so to speak, so that it's not a dry pad that you're passing across the paint. Same technique as pure, but the difference here is you don't need to work the product at all. All you're doing here is just spreading the product. You can see how soft the pad is as well, and also how soft the sheet metal is. Just using very little pressure. If anything, I'm just letting the machine do the work. As you can see, it's very fast to apply. And the nice thing about the DeWalt is it doesn't really seem to bog down. So as you can see here, we just left that for a few minutes and it's now fully cured. You've got that nice hazed effect. And again, use the same technique, just use the swipe test. Make sure that there's a clean break between the haze. What you should really see is glossy paint, so you shouldn't see any residue. And that's conclusive. As you can see, you can actually see the tail end of the finger there. Just that slight haziness clearing. Breaking out the Olympian, again, this is a really good cloth for your polish and wax removal. Nice and easy. You can easily hold, you know, if you've got your neighbours or whatever. As it happens, guys, as you're cleaning, you always get the neighbour coming over and saying, oh, can you do mine next? You can easily hold a conversation when you're removing this. It's not a difficult product to use. It's so slick and easy on, easy off, and the results just speak for themselves. It's absolutely fantastic. Just gives you that great base layer for your wax. Make sure the gloss is nice and high, and lots of nice gloss. That's what we want at the end of the day. And you've got that wetness as well. It's such a popular product. The feedback is just fantastic for it. So it will hopefully be with us for the years to come. And all we'll do now is just obviously remove the rest of the Titan and get on to the main event, which is the wax application. So with the wax, one of the important things, guys, is to always make sure that you keep your lid on the wax after you've used it. So as you can see here, a few swipes on the pad. Just cover about a half a pad to a third of the pad, so that you're not over applying in the first stage, and the bare part of the pad, so to speak, or the drier part, that will collect any excess wax. So that's why if you use this method, you can never over apply it. Don't put the full pad in and twist it round, you'll just get too much wax. So as you can see, that small amount of wax that I applied to this paint, there's no cutting of the video or anything like this. This is just filmed straight through. So that's all I've used. I've only used 3 swipes and we've managed to coat the full side of this car. That's why the luxury waxes, they offer such incredible value for money, because they go so far, and absolutely every ingredient that's in the luxury wax has a job. So it's not like your petrochemical waxes where more than 50% of the petrochemical will evaporate, essentially leaving you with less than half. It really works out to, once you take into account that the other oils that are in there will also evaporate to an extent. That's why the luxury waxes look so much better, because you get left with so much more wax on the paint. They look better. They'll typically last quite long as well, depending on the wax. Obviously, some of them, like Armour, they're designed to last about 6 or 8 months. And then you've got Elegance, which is an all-out show car. Well, it's really a concourse wax, to be honest. Difference between concourse and show car wax is concourse would be obviously for a concourse event, so typically a car being trailered undercover, put onto the lawn. You've got various concourse. The one that stands out amongst head and shoulders above the rest is really the Concours d'Elegance, which is in Monterey, that's in Los Angeles. If you're a car enthusiast, guys, definitely, if you can get a ticket, then join in. It's a full thing, Monterey Car Week, the whole thing. It's absolutely fantastic. So the Concourse wax is really designed to only last a few weeks, and it's just all out gloss. You know, it's the supercharged gloss wax. So if you like something like honey, you'll love Elegance. Now with Serpine, you're looking at a wet finish. You can obviously use this at shows, concourse. It can be your daily driver as well. You'll get roughly about 3 to 5 months, depending on what you use to clean the car. Stay away from alkaline products and you'll get a lot longer longevity, a lot longer durability. Alkaline products are degreasers generally, and because we use a lot of oils in the luxury waxes, it's not a great idea to use a degreasing product. So your stuff like your citrus cleaners, pH 7 is really where you want to be for both your shampoos and your snow foams. So if you get a litmus test from Amazon, you can now test all your products and see what pH they are, because we do have some really extreme cleaners on the market. Take care, guys. Thank you. Let's look at the results. So there we go, guys. As you can see, the results are absolutely fantastic. You've got great wetness there, lots of gloss, sparkly finish. You've got great colour clarity, which just is the crux of a great wax, a very good quality wax. So nice orange cone in the greenery, jet black finish. It's just everything that we wanted. So there you go, very easy to use. You've got a couple of extra products that you can throw in and get results like this.